Hello everyone, it is Meridian. This is kind of an odd video to make for me. It's my first video on this channel. Some of you have known me from past years when I was pretty crazy. Sorry, I shouldn't say crazy. I was extremely unstable and really struggling with my mental illness. And there were some bad times, and I'm still rebuilding myself and my relationships in the wake of those bad years. So this is kind of a coming out video, but it's not really. It's a I am shifting video. um, Actually, this is part one of what I'm calling my Pagan Awakening. Um, I was always interested in magic, in the supernatural, in ghosts, and all things spiritual divination. And it wasn't until I was maybe 14 or 15 that I came into this kind of witchy world. I was a lurker at Borders, mostly looking at tarot decks and books on tarot. Um, I was pretty into tarot for several years, and then I finally got a book on Wicca. I think it was called The Beginner's Guide to Wicca, and it's by Thea Sabin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but that was my first Wiccan book, and just grew from there. So for several years, I identified as Wiccan, and then some really traumatic stuff happened, and long story short, not sure how it happened, but I wound up being an evangelical Christian. Yeah. And that was for about 4 years. The past 6 months or so, though, I have really been going through a shift. I've been reading tarot again, and the one card that keeps coming up is death. That does not mean I'm going to die, I don't think. It's really a transformation and kind of a non-duality, like a unity of all these different faith traditions and things I've learned and things I've studied, things that people around me have brought to light. People have taught me things, I have researched things, and what it's coming to is a kind of synthesis of all my spiritual selves, all my spiritual identities from the past kind of coming together. And it is coming together into something that I would call either New Age or Pagan. And New Age implies that I still follow a, conventional religion, and I am still going to go to my church. They are Baptists, but they are not Baptists like that, as they say. They are a welcoming and affirming, LGBT friendly, no age limits, no limits on your religion. It's really very much a community of love and acceptance, and it's just beautiful. And so I would say I'm calling this my pagan awakening. I really think that I was born to be a pagan, and I don't regret any of the other paths that I've trodden. I do regret throwing out all my Wiccan stuff when I became a Christian. I threw out hundreds of dollars of books, tarot decks, crystals, crystal ball, necklaces, my first pentacle. Tons of really precious things that are not only hard to replace or impossible to replace, but expensive to replace. I only got this recently. This is the Lo Scarabeo Tarot, and it's my favorite tarot deck. But this is a new one. I had one years ago. Although this one I'm actually connecting better with. Like, I don't know, its energy is just really compatible. I've been reading a ton, mostly on divination, but also on spirituality and spiritual practices and psychic practices. And I'm still not 100% sure what my label will be. I'm calling this a pagan awakening. I don't know if I'll start identifying myself as a pagan. But anyway, the purpose of this channel is really to document my spiritual journey. And I would really like to have you come along with me on this journey and see where it ends up. Only it doesn't end up. It doesn't end. It's a constant shifting journey. Um, but for the first time, I feel like I'm okay with all of myself, who I have been, who I am, who I will be, um, what faith I have had, what faith I have now. Um, it's all coming together in this synthesis of self, and it is beautiful. So, anyway, that's enough rambling from me, for today at least. I wish you abundant blessings. Bye.